this is my first, I don't know, nepotistic guest. I don't know if that's a word. That sounds really bad.
Now I'm really interested to see where this whole thing goes. This has got fun.
So we are brothers.
It's true. That's why we have
Sometimes,
the same last name.
yeah. Sometimes when people say that, they say from a different mother, but that's
Even
not
the
even.
same, even the
Yeah,
same mother, which is
yeah.
fascinating.
We're like 18 months apart. So basically, the only difference between us is you have tattoos and I don't. I think that's kind of
That is probably about it at this point.
at this point. So I'm gonna pop up a picture really quick of
Uh-oh.
yeah, this is
Yes, that's all of us.
that's all of us. And then we have worked together for many years. Oh, sorry. This is the Chiefs game. Chiefs game.
Oh yeah, we tailgated that day. Yeah, that was a good one.
So you have a good like blue steel expression. And then this is another Chiefs game. That's one of my favorite pictures.
Yep, that was a good one too. Yep.
And then this is the picture I was going to talk about too. Is like we've worked together for many years. So this is Okaboji.
Yeah, throwback.
Throwback, and Drew's in there.
Drew
so
Billings.
miss him a lot.
Yes.
So anyway, that's
he would have totally been on this thing, right? I mean, if Drew was still or with us, he would have he would have been a necessary guest on Friendsgiving.
So Drew, we grew up with Drew, and he passed. It might have even been like a decade ago now.
Yeah, close to. Yeah.
But Drew, so we did a lot of live production stuff together. You and Drew did a lot of the lighting, and I mean, there was a season where I worked with Drew on a lot of events, and found out kind of midstream. I mean, I was paying him to do professional lighting. And one day he held up like they're called gels, right? The colors that you put in lights. And he was like, "Which one do you like better?" And I was like, "Which one do you like better?" And it became clear very fast, just in that moment, that he was colorblind.
He's colorblind. Yeah.
And I was like,
right. Somehow he'd been doing professional lighting for like years, like theaters, live productions, and the dude was colorblind and no one knew.
And I was like, when were you going to tell us this? And anyway, man, missed that guy. But it was pretty funny. And then another good memory with Drew is we were doing an event in Oklahoma City. And he, like, before I knew it, was like up on the bureau. Have I told you this story?
I don't know.
He was like up on the bureau, and he was like diving onto the bed in the hotel room. And I was like, is your card down for expenses? Because I thought my card was down. So anyway,
sounds about right.
But so I wanted to just briefly talk about like one of the things we kind of talk about who Catch Fire is for is for founders and a lot of different types of people. We have them all on our website, but when I put entrepreneurs, we talk about both successes and failures. And we've had a guy, Vince Matani, on earlier that he talked about how his business has kind of gone through peaks and valleys and stuff like that. And I know you've been working a lot for the past several years on Populous, and then how to make a transition. Can you tell us a little bit of the story?
Yeah. So I started, I've been an entrepreneur for a while, started and been part of a few companies, but Populous was a co-working space in Omaha. And I started working on it about 5 years ago, and then found a space, launched it summer of 2019. And first 6 months went quite well. And then, of course, that brought us to January, February of 2020 of this year, and COVID hit, and that was not kind to us. In fact, I mean, I'll never forget April 1st, 2020, we lost 50%. I think it was actually 53% of our revenue in a day. It just tanked that day. And so then dragged through the summer. You kind of keep hoping. It's funny now, the perspective we have on COVID, but obviously going back to March, we didn't. So you kind of keep thinking, in fact, the other thing I'll never forget is about mid-March, looking at my community manager, Cassie, and it was a Wednesday, I remember. And I said, hey, you know what? we're just going to close down Thursday, Friday. We're going to get this whole virus thing figured out. It's going to be fine. We'll come back on Monday. We'll kind of have, we'll have this all figured out. It's going to be fine. Yeah, that obviously didn't happen. So yeah, then we ended up closing Populous in September of this year. We made it to about September, so just right past a year, and had to close it down. So definitely the roller coaster of crazy growth. Early on, we were growing revenue 35% month over month for 7 straight months, on track to do 1,000% growth in the year. And then the hard decline of COVID and ended up having to close it. So definitely a roller coaster of a year.
One of the things I really admire about you is I think, a lot of people can grow big. A lot of people can fail big, but I think to do it with character and be kind to people in the process. And so I just really am proud of you about your character and how you've used that to really treat people well through this transition. And thanks for doing that.
Oh, well, that's kind. I mean, it's that's what matters at the end of the day. I mean, I put everything I had into Populous as far as, resources and time and energy. But, at the end of the day, none of that matters as much as relationships and people. And, I'll always believe your reputation goes in front of you, right? Your reputation precedes you in front of into every meeting, into every interaction. And your reputation and your relationships matter more now and long into the future than, any particular job you have right now or endeavor or risk you're taking. And so I think, whether it's a startup, that whether you're in success or in failure, you got to remember that, right? Like, life's going to go on. The sun's going to come up tomorrow. And whatever you do tomorrow, your reputation's going to go with you, how you handle things. And so hopefully most people can feel that, when it was good and when it was bad, I tried to be the same person and, respect people as much as I can through the process.
Yeah. Well, thanks for talking about that. I know that's hard. We wanted Friendsgiving to be a little bit of a mix of business and personal.
Yeah.
I thought we could maybe share with people some of the brothers gift stuff. Would that be okay with you?
Oh, man. I mean, yes, it is okay with me. I hope, well, if people don't know us as brothers, I suppose this will give them a little bit of insight into who we are. Yes.
So it started, I mean, maybe 6 or 7 years ago where you all, I think Noah, so there's me, you, Noah, Christian, there's 4 of us.
Yep.
And I think Noah had the idea to do, like, he had me in the drawing for gifts, like, let's do a handmade kind of gift for Simon. Suppose I get this rap that I'm hard to shop for. That's I don't agree with it, but anyway. And then that started, and we've so here's one of the first ones.
Yes, that's kind of where we started. We shot a calendar. These were all from the calendar we shot at a Bass Pro Shop in Council Bluffs, Iowa.
And you said you kind of like started on the things you didn't think you could get kicked out with and like worked to the things
we knew that our time was going to be limited, and the crazier they got, eventually someone was probably going to come say, you need to leave. And so we like kind of slowly progressed and tried to find like corners we could take them in where we would get less weird looks. Eventually we had to leave.
So then I prepared a clip of last year's Brothers Gift.
Yes.
So we kind of, I guess one of the things about the Brothers Gift is one person that's receiving the gift doesn't get to participate, which I've kind of felt like is actually, it's really fun to help work on them. And then you kind of miss the brother that you're giving it to because you can't. So it's like, you kind of have to pretend that everybody forgot about the brother's gift to that one brother. And then the other brothers that are actually working on it, you have to be like crazy. Like, I mean, we're probably texting each other every 5 minutes trying to figure it out. And
you're the best at trying to like keep us organized early. And so what Noah and Christian and I have learned over the past 6 or 7 years of doing this is the years where we do it for you, it's a bit of a disaster, and no one talks about it until like December 22nd, because Simon's the one that calls us all in like November, and he's like, hey, we got to start the thing, and we're all like, oh, it's so early. But when we're doing it for Simon, no one talks about it till like December 20th, and then we're in panic mode.
And I forgot to pull it up, but we did a 12 days of Christmas book for you a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I remember vividly like talking to Noah and Christian about like, which 12 days of Christmas do you want? And I had the 12 drummers drumming initially. And I remember vividly calling Christian and being like, I have no clue what I'm going to do for the drummer. Yep. You are a drummer.
Right.
And he interrupts me and he's like, I have a perfect idea. At that point, I should have known.
Yeah. You don't.
And he basically took a picture where it looks like all he's wearing is a snare drum.
Is a drum.
Which I forgot.
Yeah. No, it's and I have this book, and you have to explain that one to your children. I mean, I've got 4-year-old kids, and we're like looking through this book, and I'm trying to explain to them, why is Uncle Christian naked with a drum?
Yeah. I remember when you opened it, one of your kids was like, Mama, Uncle Christian naked or something like that. So,
but I mean, one of the other pictures is Uncle Noah sitting on a giant inflatable swan in the snow in his front yard with no shirt on. So
I wish I would have remembered to pull up these pictures, but that was like the coldest day in Omaha, and he was sick with a fever. So
he was.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. But what I prepared is a clip of last year's Brother's Gift. Okay. Here we go. It is for Christian. So we changed the words of the Christmas song. That's what Christmas means to me. We changed them to that's what Christian means to me. Here we go.
Roll it.
Take a quick photo. We find him singing all the time, everywhere we go. Dance and sing and shine like no Yost man before. All these things and more, my brother. All these things and more, my brother. That's what Christian means to me, my bro. Christian means to me, my bro.
Last try. Going. We either got a good one or this is gonna be a good one.
That was something. I do.
Man, you nailed that. I feel horrible now. I didn't know we were going up a key at the flyer miles. I like that though. Okay.
Singing all
the time.
Oh yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, and then to dance that out.
Yeah.
So that's
it. That's that. And here's the thing that is concerning, very concerning to me. That is on my Vimeo page, and it has like 600 views or something like that. So I don't I don't know if that's good. Part of me feels like maybe that's why I keep losing consulting business. I don't know.
I mean, I like to think that a lot of them are me. I don't know if it like counts if I come from different.
Right.
So, okay. Well, we need to move on, unfortunately, but it was super great to see you. I know I don't get to join you guys in person. But thanks for joining us for this. It really means a lot.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you in person soon though.